Welcome back to 7 Days to Die trap only run. This is day 6. I'm currently being chased by a red-eyed zombie that's still active during the day. Actually, it dies on me right here. I guess they can't live during the day. But this answers, the question does get answered about the thing I was talking about with the barn. Yeah, I continued playing into day 6, all the way till 8 o'clock. So, yeah, the very first thing I do is go get the mission for the barn and go to that. So, I had to play a little bit just to finish out day 6 so I could... have something to go on. Because at the moment, it's like, I just, I wasn't sure at the end of the video. Now I know. So I've got this, like, probably 15 minutes or so to go. 15 to 20 minutes or whatever.
Okay, whatever. Let's get this over with.
And then it picks up with the 1.2 beta 22 that I downloaded today. That picks up at around 8 a.m. And I've noticed a couple of changes. One, the design of some of the things is different, like mainly the animals. I only noticed the most changes in the animals. But one of the most distinct things I noticed that you'll see later is the amount of animals. So I don't know if someone's kid who works on this game or whatever was complaining that you couldn't find animals anymore, or maybe that was one of the forum complaints. Because back in the day there was a plentiful amount of chickens and rabbits and deer, but then I noticed once they released, was Alpha 22 or something like that, they really pared back on the amount of deer, especially deer.
On the wrong
so it's like, it is what it is, and I accept that. It's fine. I guess they're going for more realism. It's not like you have deer just everywhere when you go into the woods. But I guess with this new beta, they decided to change that. So I'm gearing up for the mission, and basically the funny thing is, like, I didn't even complete the mission. I was just doing running through the area, getting stuff, and then I realized, you'll see it, I realized that I'm way over on time, so I end it, but I don't continue. I don't finish the mission. Oh. Wow. Sorry about that. Yeah, because since I'm getting a late start into day 6, I realize I got a lot of stuff to do. And that's what I get to, because I don't have time to mess around with doing missions and things like that. I have a raid base to build. And this is also, keep in mind, I'm trying out an idea that I've seen online for doing a raid base, and I really feel like I don't know if it's going to work, for the purposes that I am trying to do with it. So I'm gonna build it, and I'm gonna see if it works, and if it doesn't, then I'm gonna need a really quick plan B to go into. What's weird, because I could have swore I started the mission, because that's how I ended up with because this is the place where when you do this mission, there is there's a boar that you have to wake up to kill. And this is in my previous run, where I brought this in the back half of this barn down on it. to try to wake it up, or to kill it, or wake it up, or move it, or do something to where I could then kill it, adhering to my, no damaging or killing with weapons, including fists. So, yeah, I was a little... I described that in the last episode, so I'm not going to reiterate it, but ultimately it's like, man... That took a long time. But I swore I started the mission, but the mission should have failed the minute I left, but it didn't. So I don't know. I'm going to have to rewatch it and see. I only glimpsed over it once I realized, oh my God, that really did happen. And it wasn't on a previous episode like I was thinking the last episode. And there's them sleeping boars, man. See, I feel like I started the mission because I wouldn't have killed one. I wouldn't have had to because they're not essential to any of this right now. Yeah, I know I started the mission now. It reset it when I restarted the game. Okay, now I get it. Now it makes sense. I quit in the middle of a mission, so it restarts the mission when you rejoin. That's right. I forgot all about that. So mystery solved. But now we get to see basically what I've been talking about this whole time. As I go through and try to get some nitrate and corn seeds. At this point, I'm just talking about that damn raid base now because I don't know if I'm going to have enough time to build it. I mean, I've got all of day 7 up until hour 22, so I've got plenty of time to build it. I just don't know if it's actually going to work. I spent the last half of this mission basically building the forge, throwing some iron in, making iron ingots, getting a iron pickaxe going, and then mining the hell out of stone so I could then create a bunch of cobblestone, and mining some iron in the process just to get some more of that going. Because what I'm going to do is I'm going to build a holdout raid base, and I'm going to build my experimental passive loop raid base. And hopefully the passive loop raid base actually works for the intended purposes. And I can just, wait out the night. This thing's just... So if that's the case, then it'll be great, because that'll carry me probably until... well, it depends on if I'm going to try to do missions in other biomes, then... I'm going to turn this down. I bet it's really loud. If I'm going to do missions in other biomes, and that's going to open up a whole plethora of new enemies that are going to start to hoard my base and are possibly going to show up earlier in... I don't know if they'll jump the gun on Blood Moon raids, but I'll see. But I know for a fact that I'm going to have an issue with spitters once they start showing up. Because I don't think they're just going to launch their projectiles at me, and it's going to force me to have to move. And if I have to move, then the zombies aren't going to follow the wall, and if they don't follow the wall, then they're just going to start tearing ass into my structure, and that'll be that. That's why I have to build a secondary, just a huge lump of cobblestone, basically. And I'm going to put as many wood spikes on it as I can. I'm only going to build it 3 or 4 high, but I'm going to build it next to the edge of, or the end of the raid base that I'm at. That way I can jump down to it, and I can start doing my old school like raid base, because I could easily do that raid base this time, where it's just a holdout, slab of cobblestone, and then I'm just chucking down, I'm lining the entire perimeter with wood spikes, and then laying down new wood spikes every time they get destroyed. But, you know, I don't want to rely on that. I want to test out this new idea because I need something to carry me beyond day 7. I need something for day 14 and day 21 specifically. And I feel like the passive loot one will do the trick. Hopefully it'll do the trick. Because I know the one that I'm building, there's no hope once some of the tougher enemies show up, like the bikers and especially the spitters. It's over at that point. There's no way I can do what I'm trying to do. So I'm whittling down the zombies here, but eventually I'm going to get to that point where I gotta wake old, and that's the holdout jumper, whatever that one's called from before. It's not actually one of the ones that I have. Oh wait, it is. Well, that's crazy. Yep, here I go. And what's weird is when I hit him, he doesn't become enraged. I think he doesn't become enraged. I think he just walks forward. Oh no, he is enraged. He's just doing a jankety ass run. He's moonwalking. See, they plow right through those. Right through those. Yeah, those jumper zombies really aren't scary at all. They're kind of dumb. Get my bounty. And then shortly after this, when I realized, like, oh my god, yeah, it's 8:19, so I'm like, I just went way over. You'll see a flash on the screen, and then I'll leave everything. Yep. Well, eventually. I'm still mining, apparently. Or getting stuff. See, I don't even think I got the corn before I realized that it was way late. No, I didn't. I left the corn. Oh no, I got it. See? I'm just not paying attention. Maybe it's when I got thirsty and I went to drink. Ah, yep. That's when it became apparent to me. So I'm like, I'm getting my bearings. I'm like, where in the hell am I? What am I doing? It's weird because it's like when I restart on things like that, it's almost like, I don't know if you're as old as me, then you remember a show called Quantum Leap. And that's kind of what it feels like. I'm jumping into some state that I'm unfamiliar with, and I have to get my bearings really quick. Like, where the hell am I? What am I doing? Or like the movie Memento. Making my way back. Now that we restarted, this is officially beta play. So you'll see with this chicken, which I don't even know if that's a chicken. It kind of looks like a turkey, a little turkey, but I can't. It's probably a chicken. But it's much darker than the standard chickens. So maybe they've got two different colored chickens, maybe for the hen and the cock now. I don't know. Zombies are all the same. I don't think there's any difference in the deer. There's no difference in the snakes that I can tell. And there's no difference in the deer. I mean, but I only saw deer at night, so I'm not entirely sure. But this is officially, 1.2. Beta 22. B22 or whatever it is. So So far, the gameplay hasn't been altered in such a way to where my run is going to experience any issues, so I should be good. But man, so begins the process of mining. And just a lot of mining. And I realized, like, pretty early on that mining with the stone pickaxe was not going to cut it. It just was going to take forever. And I needed to speed the process up, which is why I basically built the forge. I mean, I only have access to level 1 iron tools, but that's enough at this point. Can't believe I'm dicking around the way I am now with all this. I should be getting straight to work. But I was, at the end of the day, I mean, long story short, I got 266 cobble stone blocks made, so that should be enough to build a base. And if not, I can always make some more really quick. I got plenty of time tomorrow. I mean, I did from what, 9:37 until 4 a.m. the following morning is what I've been, and that's not to say I haven't been mining the entire time. I don't mine all day. I do get to a point where I break and go out and start hunting for snakes and getting some more meat and different things like that. But this is a considerable amount of time, so I don't know if I'm gonna just talk over. I entertain the concept of just speeding and things up, so you don't have to sit here and watch me do all the mining and whatever. But I don't know, because I can't imagine just sitting here watching myself mine and talking about nothing. I'll just comment on how stupid this whole process is, and I shouldn't be doing, I should just speed it up or cut it altogether. I mean, we all know what mining is, but it is a Let's Play, so we kind of go against the whole, I don't know. How about this? This doesn't really help in, as far as this episode goes, but in future episodes, if it's clear I'm going to start mining, and I do a lot of mining, let me know in the comments if you would prefer I just cut out the mining or speed the mining up or whatever. Because I understand it's a bore fest to watch someone mine. I mean, you can't glean anything from it. It's literally just whack, 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 whack at the same spot on the map for what seemed like hours. Getting ready to build the forge. I'm trying to think I should have the recipe for the forge down pat, like by heart at this point. I don't know why it took me so long to gather up all the material. And a lot of hesitance just comes from the realization, like, do I really want to spend the time that I'm going to spend to do this little added extra steps? Now, obviously, I'm building the base for the forge now, but I wanted to make sure it's at least wood. I think I go ahead and make it cobblestone, but I wanted to make sure it's at the very least wood because, like I said, putting anything on that initial building block, it's like you're just asking for disaster. If I were to like accidentally pull a block out, or in a rush, or an enemy, God forbid, gets in there and starts whacking away at it, it'll take the forge down like instantaneously. And nuts to that. Good old good old mining. I think at some point I put a skill point. I have an available skill point. I put it into Miner 69er just to help speed things up as well. But once I get the iron pickaxe, it does speed it up considerably. But I mean, here's what I got to do. I'm waiting currently for the forge to finish construction. I place it. I got to put clay and iron in, start the smelting process. get up at least 20, enough iron built up to where I can smelt 20 iron bars. And then I got to craft the iron pickaxe after that. So it's like, you can see how it's going to take a lot of time, even from now, just to get to that point where I can start using the iron pickaxe. Ugh. I still haven't eaten, by the way. I've been too busy editing and doing this. I've literally been doing this the whole time, and it's getting pretty late now. I don't have my clock on me. What did I do? 7:47. Jeez. I think I started all of this. Like today, I started working on this at around 7:40. So it's been like 12 hours. I've been working on all of this. And I've only got to play the game for 3 hours in that 12 hours. I mean, granted, I did take a break and take my dogs for a ride and then talk to my boss on the phone. And then I took a shower. I brought the garbage can back from the street. I fed the dogs, took them out and let them go potty. Played with them that was while I was recording. That wasn't a huge break. I mean, I've been doing this almost nonstop for 12 hours. It's kind of pathetic when you say it like that. See, I was supposed to go hiking on my vacation, but I was supposed to do this at the beginning of November, but we had an unprecedented amount of rainfall out of the blue at that time. And actually the area where I was going to hike ended up flooding. So I had to postpone. And I was like, well, and due to work, I couldn't just postpone it a week and then go. I had to postpone it a month. I'm like, it should be okay. As long as it doesn't get too cold. And then boom, out of the blue comes what at this point I would say is an unprecedented cold front moves in, because for the past several years, the cold front, it hasn't gotten seriously cold until like January, February. Now it's decided to get cold at the end of November and beginning of December. Like, whatever. We've already had snowfall here. I'm trying to speed the process up just by increasing my quality of my stone tools to 5. I don't think that I think that only helps durability. I'm not entirely sure. I've never checked the difference between the block damage of that and block damage of like one of the different levels. I could probably find out online. It's not, if it is an increase, it's not that much. I mean, even with the, what was it, 8.4 with the axe mod, 8.4 block damage, that's terrible. Even the 40% boost that Miner 69er, another point Miner 69er gave me, it doesn't increase it that much. Yeah, and now, because I'm running the forge, this is what I've been talking about this entire run. I'm running the forge, and now enemies start coming to the base and wailing away. So I got to take time out of this to shore up defenses around here, and also make sure that all my low quality blocks are, were basically brought up to at least wood. Because I gotta do this work, but I can't keep taking breaks every time, I hear zombies outside wailing away on the walls, so. That's what I don't like about bigger bases, But you're probably wondering, why in the hell do you have that whole addition to the side of the interior? It's like you only have like 3 crates. Like, why do you have all that space? Well, that's where my workbench is supposed to go. And eventually, the workbench is supposed to go up there, and then the chemistry table is supposed to go up there once I get to that point. But that's assuming I ever get to that point. I have pretty high confidence that, I mean, I have 100% confidence that my standard raid, day 7 raid base will prevail. The thing that I don't, the big question is whether or not this new, you know, base style I'm going to try is actually going to be effective or not. But if it is, then I have pretty high confidence that it's going to carry. I'm making a mistake right here, and I don't even realize it. I'll get back to that toward the end of this day. But if that passive looping base idea works, then I'm gonna ride that out as long as I can. Hopefully till day 21, and I think by day 28, I'm absolutely gonna have to up my game. I'm gonna have to figure out something if I make it that far. I mean, I keep talking about going out into other biomes and missions, so I may die in the process of doing that. But I can't just sit around and wait for the zombies to come to me. I mean, I could, but how boring would that be? Yeah, this is when I first realized, like, I have so much of that, like, particle board, basic building block stuff still exposed. And I know, like, if I don't make it out at least all wood, then they're just going to keep coming to the weak spots and trying to break in. So, again, it's more housekeeping I got to do. But at least I don't have to be in there. Well, I may have to be in there tomorrow. If 266 cobblestone blocks don't do the trick, then yeah. I'm just wondering if I'm going to start with my tried and true raid base and then build the new one after that with the leftover, or am I going to start with the new? I don't know. And also, since I've awakened or went into the burnt forest biome, I don't know if day 7 vultures will spawn or not. I don't know if vultures have ever spawned on day 7, but I'm not taking that chance, so I got to build myself a roof as well. No big deal. The roof doesn't have to be cobblestone. Usually I leave myself windows so I can see the time of day, but I have a clock. I don't need to know. But the funny thing is, it's not like enclosing yourself and shutting out the windows. I think it helps with sound, but if you got light and heat going, it doesn't matter. Those zombies know that you're cooking or doing stuff in there, whether they can see it or not. And it doesn't matter how deep in the goddamn ground you go. They will figure it out and come after you. I always found mechanics like that to be kind of, I don't know, just very simple, It's simple AI. Starting on the forged iron. It takes 3 minutes and 24 seconds to craft that, man. Whew. And it's already 14:09. Wow. So you can see, I mean, if you look at my stone right now, it's 900. It's almost, yeah, it's 1,000 now. By the time I get the iron pickaxe going, I get that up to probably about $2,000 because I'm constructing cobblestone now. I needed, in order to get the 266 blocks, I had to have 2,660 cobblestone. 2,660 cobblestone. And right now I'm the 750, 760. So I make great strides at forward progress once I get the iron pickaxe in my hand. There goes Luther. He must see somebody. He's got his frantic bark. Man, I'm so hungry. My situation with eating is always funny to me because it's like I want to eat, but I'm hungry, so I want to eat. But what I know I'm going to have to eat, I don't want to eat. So I'm like, And I know what you're thinking. Why don't you just eat something else? And there's a long answer and there's a short answer. The short answer is I don't have anything else in the house. I know that opens up other questions, but that's the other questions segue into the longer answer. At that point, I just have to say, trust me, I can't. So I've got potatoes and potatoes and potatoes. Yep, see, now that's where I made my mistake because I closed that off, and I need to bring those stairs down and continue working back into the back half because that's where the iron is. So I had to chop out. Thank God I didn't make it cobblestone, or boy, I would have just been spent an exorbitant amount of time getting that stuff out. So now begins the pickaxe. 3 minutes and 23 seconds. So, but I'm gonna still hack away. That's for sure. I mean, it doesn't take. I mean, it takes a long time with the iron pickaxe too. The level 1 iron pickaxe. It's just like it makes me miss the steel pickaxe so much. But that's going to take some time. The last playthrough I was doing, I got really peeved because I ended up completing enough missions and selling enough stuff to get enough money to buy the crucible from Trader Rect. And then the moment I get the money, I go back to him and he's no longer stocking it. I was like, you son of a bitch. It's like I knew that was going to happen too. There's a point where I'm like frantically trying to scrounge together 1,500 dukes so I can just buy it because I was that close. And I couldn't part with some things that, at least I felt like I couldn't part with them. So I just, I was like, I'll just complete another mission or so and then I'll come back and get it. I don't know why I'm even contemplating that, of course. But, like, steel tools are fantastic. I can only imagine how quick I could run through a lot of this stuff if I had all, tier 6 steel tools. Yeah, I can start to see the iron, so I'm like getting happy in that regard. I don't know why. Iron's not really essential to this build, but I do like to have a couple iron spike traps because they hold up a hell of a lot better than the wood. And I'm going to be throwing down an incredible amount of wooden spikes tomorrow, during the blood moon. So I need to make sure there's at least a few iron spike traps in there. The way I did it last time was I just loaded up on forged iron and then upgraded the wood traps to steel, or not to steel, to iron, because I kind of felt like it was a cost savings measure. Because I think I think if I'm not mistaken, the iron spike traps are like, what are they? They're like 10 forged iron to craft one or something like that. It's a lot, it seems like. But when I just upgrade the wood spike trap to steel, I think it only takes like 4. I was like, well, crap, I'm just going to do that. I'm going to get more bang for my buck if I do that. I mean, I don't know if there's any real strength differences or durability differences doing it that way, but I mean, 4 versus 10, why not? Even if it's like 8 or 6 even, like, why wouldn't I get more mileage out of my iron? Because, I mean, it's good that I have, the problem is that I'm going to be running that forge pretty much all day on day 7. Oh, there we go. I'm going to be running that forge all day on day 7 to get as much forged iron as I possibly can, because it's going to be essential to, well, defending myself. That's again the backup base plan, just in case. Just in case the loop one doesn't work. If the loop one doesn't work, then I gotta start asking. I gotta figure out some stuff. I mean, I guess I could go into full on, let's just go for it and try to find as much as I can to build up my electric trap skills, so I can just start crafting a ultra impressive electric trap base that can hopefully carry me through to the, no, I've watched other people's videos, and there's been some videos that I find questionable, but it's like, okay, people put in the real work and science and whatever into it. Somebody crafted a base where it's literally just platforms that the zombies can jump up and down on. And it's like uphill, downhill in this reciprocating pattern. And they just follow the path. And by it lasts for them to get to where the guy's standing, it takes the entirety of the blood moon to get to that point. And I'm like, that's an idea, but that's a lot of work. That is a lot of building. That would take a lot of material I currently do not have. And I don't have the specifics on how many have to be done. So I would probably underestimate it considerably and then end up with, the last hour of the blood moon have all these monsters, listen to me, all these zombies like right at my doorstep. And I also don't know how close they have to get to me before the spitters start just stopping and taking shots at me. I don't know. I also can't remember if the guy built it on bedrock as a test or if he built it on the actual dirt and soil. Because if he built it on soil, I often wonder, like, will these zombies just start tearing the ground up to destroy the structure? Still got some time to go. Even before nightfall. Nightfall's when I go outside and I start, because I'm afraid to go down, be clunking down there on metal at night, because I really don't want to get nighttime zombies trying to bust into my base. So I think I stop my mining detail at that point and go out and start messing around. I think my idea overall was to start trying to build the base, but now I've got 2 vultures like hanging around my base. So I was like, I don't want to be building up into the sky and then run into these vultures inadvertently and end up in a problem scenario. So I just started hunting snakes. See, it doesn't feel like it's that much faster because the stone axe strikes more. It's a faster weapon, faster tool. I've never timed it to see which one. It just seems like the iron pickaxe goes faster, but it could all be just an optical illusion. Oh yeah, I want to go get that. I heard a rabbit or a chicken die out here. Yeah, I want to get that meat. All about that meat. Gotta stop talking about meat. I'm so hungry. I think this is where I get the clever idea to make some red tea. Since I'm going to be doing some mining. I should have made coffee. I think I have the perk where coffee increases my mining power, but I'm not entirely sure if I do or not. And I don't even know if I can... Oh yeah, I can make coffee. Ever since I got the ability to make bacon and eggs, I can make coffee. Man, building out your base is like... I guess it's a personal touch thing. Like everybody builds their base the way they want to build it. I just feel like in a lot of cases, I'm just wasting material building cobblestone down here. I guess my overall thought process is that I just want to make sure that the stuff has strong support for the horizontal stuff. But I don't think what the vertical columns are built out of affects at all the horizontal. I think I should be building like that floor should be cobblestone, not the pillar. And underground, I don't really have to worry about it being wood, because they have to chew through all that soil and rock to get to the wood, so making it cobblestone is just overkill. But sometimes I feel like the way the game mechanics are set up, like if it's regular building block or it's wood underground, and that's my wall and that's where I'm at, they'll start digging just to get to me because they know they can plow right through that wood much easier. But the game will tell the zombies not to go after it if it's underground cobblestone, to look for an easier path to get to me. And that's where they'll start pounding through the walls, the wooden walls above. Which they probably still would do it up top anyway, even if it was all cobblestone. Truth be told, I don't know if I think I'm gonna finish this commentary and render out the video and then upload it, and I think I'm gonna be done for the day. My entire day has been nothing but this. And it's like, I'm just sort of over it at this point. I kind of want to break. Convenient, right? Right before day 7. I'm not worried at all about the blood moon, though. Not at all. Because I know I can survive it. It's just... I guess I keep falling back to that idea that it's all for naught if I can't get a suitable raid base going for the next 3 to 4 blood moons. because I don't have to do missions. I don't have to go into other biomes. I don't have to do any of that. I do have to face the blood moons though, so those take priority above all else, as far as I'm concerned. And preparing for those takes priority. And all it will take is one real miscalculation and one mistake out in the open, at a POI or just in a high intensity zombie environment, or somewhere where there's like bear or wolves, dogs, you name it. That's the kind of thing that will bring this run to an end. An anticlimactic end. And I do have to say that, man, I just can't go back to... This run is going to be the only run, I think, that I do commentary, unless someone leaves a comment and tells me to keep doing commentary. Then I'll be persuaded into doing it. But this experience has been not playing the game and mostly just doing this, watching myself play the game and commenting on it. And it's not fun. But at least I can say, you know what? If I sat through it, you should be able to sit through it. But this one's a tough one with all the mining. Man. And I realized this last run when I was doing a massive amount of mining. I had so much cobblestone, stone and soil and cobblestone and everything. It was flowing out of me like water. I'm just like, why? For all the effort and work I put into this with, the stone axe and the iron pickaxe and all of that, it's like, couldn't I have just waited and done all the mining that I wanted to do once I'd gotten up to high grade steel tools, and then just cut through all of it like butter? Like, why subject people to this rigorous, time consuming ordeal of mining with inadequate tools? But sometimes it's just got to be done, I don't think I spent those skill points, by the way. I got them, but I don't think I actually allocated them to anything. It's probably for the best, because if I would have done it right now, it would have all went into Miner 69 or a Motherlode. And maybe I don't want to put it in that. Maybe I don't intend on mining like a crazy amount after this. Maybe the day 7, the blood moon will prompt me to start working on other things, or putting points into other things that I can increase my agility and stamina and whatever, and then be able to go out and really tackle some of these harder areas, which was my intention. I have to start asking myself the question, how many times am I going to throw myself at the trap-only run, though? I mean, to be fair, the only reason the last one ended is because of my goof. I was right on the cusp of 14, too. I was like right there. And then I pooched the deal by deleting those videos. I still haven't gotten over it. But I have done these runs before, and I have died on day 14. I've died earlier than that. I mean, I've died on these runs a number of times, so every time I start, it's like I can't keep redoing it over and over and not making any changes. I have to adapt, but I think I've done it quite a bit on this run. I've gotten much more comfortable with running at night. I actually was able to run a mission at night, which, I mean, to be fair, I died running a mission. It was a generator mission. And ever since then, I'm like, nope, not running missions at night. No way. But those generator missions are set up in such a way to where it's like you kind of are just in a real pickle, you know. They put you in very confined spaces, and they have you working on these generators. And if there's any nearby zombies, you immediately trigger them when the thing breaks down on you the first time, which is, I think it's scripted to do. And it's like, I don't know. I just really feel like it's not worth it to even attempt it, especially that late in the game when I'm getting to those types of missions, those tier 2, tier 3 missions. I don't know. I don't think it's worth it to risk my run on a mission, you know. But I start getting up to tier 4, tier 5 missions. I mean, unless I'm just going to backtrack and only do missions, tier 1, tier 2 missions, I'm not going to get as much XP, and I'm basically going to be, you know, only getting like early game, you know, rewards. But I don't know. The whole goal is to stay alive. It's not the whole goal. It's part of the goal. What am I doing? Oh, I'm scouting out a spot where I can build the raid base. I kind of had this idea of building it over that little chasm. That way when the zombies fall, they can fall in there. But I don't know if that will cause them to rage out or not. Like, you have to find the adequate fall distance to where they fall, but they don't get enraged and start beating up the structure. Yeah, there's my 2,600 cobblestone. I still keep processing. I mean, even when I left off, I had those blocks. I'm still processing cobblestone. I think I was still trying to process about 2,000 cobblestone. So in the end, I'm going to end up with close to 500 cobblestone blocks. That'll be more than enough to get me what I need for day 7. And like Pavlov's dog, I see those indicators come up on my... I see the indicators come up on my compass, and I'm immediately like, oh, I gotta hunt down the snakes now. But you'll start to see it now, like, so many snakes. I see the deer. I didn't see any difference in the deer. And I kill a lot of snakes, and I don't see much of a difference, if anything, in the snakes either. The texture might be different than before, but their movement and jankety way of like slithering across doesn't seem to be any different. They're still polygonal. But everywhere I turn, it's like another snake, another snake, another snake, another snake. I'm like, wow, it's a bountiful harvest of snakes. Do I set off that zombie? No. I set him off eventually. And I think that's a red-eyed zombie, if I'm not mistaken. He gives me quite a chase later. Which reminds me... Oh, that guy got me. I need to craft more dew collectors, too. I'm starting to come up deficient in water. I really need water. See, he's not even behind me. I was like jumping over that thinking he was riding my ass, but nope. Like, the more I do stuff like that, the less scary the night zombies seem. Those red-eyed zombies are fast, though. I mean, it's way more difficult to lure them, trap, and run them into the traps. And then when you do, it seems like they get out of them just as quick as you got them in. So it still has its anxiety attached to it. This is when I start noticing the vultures. There they are. Did you see it? I ended up having to put another one down because I think that one was too high. I think there's 2 vultures flying around out there. What I don't like about what the game developers have done with vultures in this regard is they put them up there as a source of tension because they don't attack you, they just fly around, but they can attack you, they just don't. So you're constantly like, when are they going to attack? When are they going to attack? It's a nerve-wrenching situation. See how low they get, but they don't attack. It's weird. They look a little different too. I think that's the red-eyed zombie I was talking about from before. No, he's not red-eyed. I thought he was red-eyed, but he's just regular. But those red-eyed zombies, man, they're fast, and they like to sidestep these traps like crazy. With the greatest of ease do they sidestep. Me thinking I'm gonna have to run under there, but I'm like, I think those are too high. I think they'll still dive bomb me. So I go over to where I'm building my base and build it up a little higher and throw one up there. Just so I have a little safe area to run to if they start coming at me. Because I know they'll join in the fray if I spook a zombie. That's like what they're excellent at. I'm actually kind of tired. I don't know if it's the lack of food or... So see, it's like snakes galore. A beautiful, bountiful harvest of snakes. I swear, I think I end up with like almost 100 meat by the end of this night. Because of all these snakes. Yeah, I keep hearing zombies in the mix, so I'm like, I don't want to go after them because the minute I kill it, I run the risk of that zombie like coming up and trying to eat it. See, there's some deer. They look the same. Yeah, I think they look a little better. There's a big boy over by my makeshift base. That might be the red-eye zombie. I'm not entirely sure. Now I gotta lure him back. doesn't go for it the first time. I almost practically have to step on him. But isn't that always the way it is with snakes? Oh, he dodges it. I don't know. The snake might look a little better. I can't tell. And I haven't seen a rabbit yet. Eventually I have to give up the hunt on the snakes because there's just so many of them. I just be going from snake to snake, which I do. See, I'm at 60 now. Maybe that was all I got. I can't remember. I thought I got closer to 100. I see that snake indicator, man, and I'm just like, I'm on it. See him getting a little bit more daring, running around. There's another snake indicator. It's like, I can't stop. I can't stop. Gotta have all these snakes. It's like, it's just there. It's free food. I mean, nearly free. It does cost me a trap, I suppose. Well, it doesn't really cost... I mean, I have to put one down, but it's not like it consumes the trap, so... I can always go back and reuse them in certain circumstances. So 80. Maybe that's all I got. I can't remember. I thought I got 100, but I could be wrong. I'm scanning the horizon for snakes. Getting some chrysanthemum. I don't know if red tea is like that. I mean, I feel like it's good, but I don't know. I haven't done enough research into it to know. I know it does help with like your agility as far as like your stamina depletion, and I think that's the red-eyed zombie. I think that's him. I'm stalking him at first, and then when he comes at me, I'm like, uh-oh. I kind of made a calculated error. I'm kind of lining the road with these traps because I'm tired of these zombies hanging around my base all willy-nilly. He's the red eye. Watch him move right through the traps. That was my keyboard messing up, by the way. That wasn't me just being dumb. I I try to jump and I fail. What's better? Fail twice. Watch him sidestep. Oh, he hit me. Hit that one. Oh, and that took him down. But it's like, I use a wireless keyboard and mouse, and for some reason, and I don't know if it's the keyboard or if it's just my computer, but sometimes the keyboard just loses connection arbitrarily. And I'm like, always at like weird times too. But it doesn't happen like a super amount. It just happens enough to be annoying. I guess I only did get 80 meat. Yeah, I got 266, but I'm still crafting cobblestone. So yeah, I'm gonna have plenty of cobblestone to work with. I don't know why I did that with the bone knife, but it's not like I need it right now anyway. Wow, 256, and what am I doing with the rest? I think this is when I start messing around with the base idea. Yeah, I'm going through the ramps to see what would work. I think those are the ones I end up going with, those wedge narrow, or something close to it. The ramp, yeah, those really gradual ramps. I think I just got to make an entire wall of that, and they'll try to run across it. I don't think they can. I think they fall off it. At least that's the thought. I guess I don't have to do a whole wall of it. I could probably just do it like maybe 2 or 3. But my backup base has to be close enough for me to jump to in a pinch. So I got to build the loot base, and then the back end I've got to basically be able to run and jump to my holdout base if the loot base fails. And that's what I intend to do next time on 7 Days to Die Trap Only Run 2. We're nearing completion of day 6. And that leaves me with only one final step left to do before the blood moon. So I hope you've enjoyed everything up to this point. I mean, it's not like it's going to be the end. I'll get through day 7 just fine, but it's work, but it's fun work. I mean, I'm not going to lie. If it wasn't fun for me, I wouldn't do it. But I appreciate everyone who has stopped by and checking it out. And hopefully you enjoy it as much as I've been enjoying it. So, and I hope to see you on future episodes. Like, comment, and subscribe.